Welcome to Lightworkers Unite, a sacred space for seekers, healers, creatives, and lightworkers.
We're your hosts, Mayume and Manjeet, and we're here to remind you who you truly are, light in human form.
Together, we explore spirituality, healing, intuition, purpose, and the magic of being alive in this extraordinary time. So take a deep breath, open your heart,
And let's walk this journey together. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, ladies.
Welcome
Hello,
to Lightworkers
Manjeet.
Unite. Hi.
Yes, thanks for being here, everyone. I'm so excited. How are you, Manj?
Really great. Really good.
Yeah.
We Seahawks won.
That's
This is
right.
yay. Go Hawks.
Yay. Go
We're-
Hawks.
We're winners again in the football world. So this is very exciting.
We are winners. Our second Super Bowl. I'm excited. And my husband's a Boston guy. He's from Boston. So of course we were a little divided in our house. Super fun.
Yes. Yeah, a lot
Yes.
of shade.
Anyway.
A lot of throwing
Yeah.
shade, I'm sure.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, awesome. So
All
we
right,
are
so-
super excited today. We have
Yeah,
our very, very first guest of 2026.
that's right.
This
Kicking
is
off
very
the year.
exciting. So thank you for being here.
We have
Um,
the beautiful and amazing Donna Wojcik, right? She is the owner and founder of Kindred Healing Space, where her mission is to cultivate a supportive community for healing, growth, and spiritual connection.
Yes, she is an ordained Hilot Binabaylan practitioner. She offers traditional indigenous Filipino healing practices, intuitive energy alignments, spiritual guidance, and Dewas card readings, which are very, very powerful.
Very powerful.
Yes.
She also teaches Reiki and spiritual development courses, guiding others to awaken their own innate gifts.
Yes, and Donna regularly facilitates sound baths at the studio, inviting deep rest and energetic harmony.
And also, as if she doesn't have enough to do, she is the co-lead of the Filipino on the Rise Seattle chapter and is the co-founder of the nonprofit Seen and Well. Welcome,
Yes,
Donna, our friend and beautiful
welcome.
soul light worker. Yes.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh.
This is so
We
exciting.
really felt it's so exciting for us. And we really have wanted to have you on the show for a very long time. We just couldn't get our shit together.
Yeah.
So now that we have, you're kicking off our beautiful 2026. So thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you. I'm
Yes.
excited.
Thank you for
Yes.
being here and sharing your amazing accomplishments and how we wanted to really talk to a little bit about how you have affected our lives.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, Mayume?
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons why you're here is because
Yes.
we connected. You found us, we found you.
Mhm.
It is really amazing and all that you've done for us since we've connected. So I think
Yes.
it's been a little, I think 2.5
yeah.
years or
Yeah.
something like that, right?
Yeah.
November. I
Yeah.
remember it being November.
Well, we opened November 2 years ago, but we connected before that. So
Yep.
yeah, before we opened. So Mayume was
That's
our
right.
first event at Kindred Healing Space.
I know. I forget about
Oh
that.
my
That's so
gosh,
crazy. Like,
that's so cool.
yeah. I know. Crazy. I know.
Isn't
I'm
it
so honored.
crazy? That was like
So honored.
2.5 years ago. That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
awesome.
crazy. And I will say, so her beautiful building, you guys, is in downtown Everett, Washington. And I remember you invited me to come take a look at the studio, as you called it.
Mhm.
And it was all construction and just framework everywhere. And you're like, well, it's a little bit of a mess right now, but over here is going to be the studio. And then up here, we're going to do this. You had this massive vision. And first of all, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful,
Very
large
impressive
space.
place.
Very impressive. And that was almost, I think, maybe a week. And then I come back and it was done. I was like,
so good.
how did you have a magical fairy, a wand? Like, how
Work
did you
my
do
ass
that?
off.
Yeah, she
You
did.
did.
You had
did.
a team of
It's
people
beautiful.
helping you,
Yeah.
right? You had
Like my husband a little
Yeah.
bit. I built most of the furniture. But
Built.
yeah.
God.
Like the front desk, I
Badass.
built that. And my
Golly.
mistake, I built it downstairs, and then I had to call Michael to help me carry it.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Growing
that's
pains,
funny.
right? The things you
I
learn,
know.
right? The hard way.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it's
was
a
smart.
beautiful, huge wellness center, and it
It
houses
is.
a ton of absolutely amazing
Mhm.
spiritual practitioners, massage therapists, yogis. I mean, there is such a plethora of different services that you provide there. And we are just,
Life coaches and mediums.
well, I
Yep.
know. We are all there. We all have our little offices. But,
I
it
know.
is really a beacon, Donna, of hope and healing. All of those things that are in your, on your studio wall, illumination and what are the words again? In your studio
Illuminate, nurture, and grow.
and grow,
Yeah.
Yes,
Doesn't that
yes,
right, Mayume?
yeah.
It is such an
Uh-huh.
embodiment of those spaces. So if you have never been there, anybody listening, please check it out. It's called Kindred Healing Space. You will find there is something for everybody, right? This is what I really love about this home that you've provided. But not only that, I have to say, Donna, you have this really amazing ability to empower women, in particular, to shine their light and be
Yeah.
that beacon and that spiritual leader, helping them to facilitate workshops, providing spaces that are reasonably priced, so that we're not, we can actually make a living.
Mhm.
This is, just a really, really powerful gift to all of us. So we just
Oh.
love you so much.
I love
Yes,
you
we
guys.
do.
Thank
We
I
you.
love
do.
everyone here. I know.
You
I
really
know.
do, Donna. You're kind of like the mama of all of us.
Mhm.
You take good care of us, the
Does.
space, but you also, if I may, you do it in such a powerful, quiet, strong way. You are
Yes.
not overpowering. You're not controlling. You're very chill, which I fucking love.
Oh God,
You're
yes.
you just, but you really do it. You manage everyone in such a very flow energy. It's beautiful,
Do
and
you think
everyone
that,
loves and respects you.
yeah, do
Thank
you
you
think
for
that's
saying that.
because you are like a trained educator? That's your other life? Do you think that
Uh-huh,
might be
uh-huh.
why?
Yeah, yes, I do believe being a teacher, of children, first. Yeah, I think I carry a lot of those skills and, what I learned as an educator into this space. Because even with my own students, I gave them lots of space to explore on their own.
Yeah.
And they would come up, I say, who wants to teach this concept? So like,
Yeah.
I am okay with being in the background, and I do
Yes.
truly believe a lot of that was cultivated in the classroom.
Yeah. Yeah. We can
Yeah.
see that. It is this
Yeah.
like Miriam said, it's a quiet confidence, but very, very empowering, So
Mm.
you've really created this really eclectic group of powerful sovereign beings there. And I
Yeah.
love how you really want to connect people to also their culture. It really does feel, I mean, being an Indian woman, I can speak for myself. It does feel like a place where the color of my skin is accepted, the fact that I'm a female, an owner. I just really honor that as well. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Love it.
Love it.
it.
I agree.
Love it.
So, if I have a question.
Yeah.
Speaking of your background as a teacher, how did you come into this work? How did Kindred Healing Space ignite, evolve, grow? What's the word I'm looking for? You know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Develop.
it started with my private healing practice.
Okay.
And so when I started that, it's just in a small office space down the street on Rucker here in downtown Everett. But I was teaching full time, taking clients in the evenings and weekends. But I did feel like I wanted it's community is what drove me. Being in my own little office space didn't feel enough for me, I guess.
Yeah.
And so then I decided to resign from teaching to focus on building something that was more community oriented with other wellness practitioners, spiritual practitioners who maybe had a hard time finding a home for their practice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's at the time didn't feel very commonplace.
Yeah.
A lot of people working out of their homes instead. And so I would say that's where the idea of Kindred Healing Space was generated from. I was losing the community of a classroom, and then I was craving that again, and then it took some time for me to get used to, like, being with adults all the time.
I bet. I
'Cause
bet.
I was with
Absolutely.
children a lot, but, yeah, so I
Oh,
would
that's so
say
true.
a lot of that was from the classroom to my private healing practice, also my own
Mm,
struggles with finding space to do my practice
Sure.
yeah.
and offering an easy way to get people in a space that
Yeah.
felt like they wouldn't be judged, for what they were doing, but if anything, highlighted what they were doing. So, yeah,
I
I would
love
say
that.
Yeah.
that's the root of that.
That's awesome. Yeah. And
That is,
and you
it's
know,
awesome.
it is a really big step, right? To go from like your
Mhm.
private practice to like housing a home for many practitioners, right? And that's a big step. And I know we define a light worker. We have t-shirts that
Mhm.
say this, right, Mayum? But
Yeah.
we define it as someone who is driven to make the world a better place, supporting, healing, uplifting others, and elevating collective consciousness. So, really, that's what I'm hearing from you, that
Mhm.
you were drawn, right, into this space of this is not enough. There is community and there is this universal collective consciousness that is calling you
Mhm.
to work in the light. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So, okay. So, what we're saying is you are the definition of a light worker
Okay.
The
in
pure
the most
definition. Yes.
profound way, right? Right, Mayum? And so that was
Yeah.
kind of one of our questions was how did you know you were a light worker? How did you
Yes.
know that? Like how was this born for you?
Well, I didn't know that term until, like, I started kind of being more involved in the spiritual space. But honestly, when I think about it in hindsight, I think it was going into education,
Yeah,
like the
absolutely.
empowering of young children and just being a beacon for them,
Yeah.
So in hindsight, I would say that's probably when that calling to serve in that type of way came to be.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I love that too. And I'm going to ask even a little deeper question.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know that you were intuitive? Because
Mhm.
when did that show up for you? And how did
Um,
that feel? Like, tell us how that kind
yeah,
of emerged.
I would say I knew it probably as a child, but and Mayum, this story too, where when you sense things or things that no one else can see or hear or whatever, there's fear involved, and I had no one to kind of express what I was experiencing. Growing up, my mom used to call my grandmother on my dad's side like a witch because that's, they practice some stuff, and so
Yeah.
Yes.
um it made me kind of also feel like maybe that was not okay.
Mm.
And so I shut it down, a lot, although things would happen, or I could almost predict something was going to happen, but it was coincidence, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but it was, I always call that time, it was around COVID. I call it my reawakening.
Mm.
So
Wow.
yeah, so like shit was going crazy, like I could not ignore anymore. Like it
Wow.
almost felt like as the world got quiet, like all of that
Yeah.
stuff got loud for me, and I
Yep.
couldn't ignore it anymore. And so I was scared,
Mm.
and I thought I was going crazy and stuff. But
Mm.
through all of that, it was coming into that acceptance, and I would say that's where I really began to understand my intuition and how it
Yeah.
came in and what's guiding and all of that. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I would say as a child, blocked it. It came back full force in 2020, and then I've just accepted it and allowed it to kind of steer the way for me when I felt
Love it.
comfortable with it doing so.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
what's interesting, and I think a lot of our listeners can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
That there's this innate, intuitive nature, and then we shut it down because of fear, right?
Mhm.
And then it's
Mhm.
something intuition, right? It doesn't leave us. And so I'm really curious, how did you manage the fear? Because that's what I think a lot of people who are very
Yeah.
intuitive now, what would you recommend to them to mitigate that fear, to get you into this
Yeah.
space? How would you do that?
I
What did
think
you
a lot of
do?
what did I do?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, during the more recent time, as a
Yeah.
child, I just shut it down and pretend it wasn't happening, hide under my blanket, all of that. But, when it was happening, I didn't tell anyone at first. Like,
Mhm.
I thought my house was haunted, like all of a sudden, out of
Mhm.
nowhere, after living there for years. But I kept it to myself because, I didn't know if it was real. I call that my period. My students know I call it my fear of the night period, like 3
Mhm.
months of afraid to go
Yes.
to bed and
Oh
all of
my
that.
god.
Yeah, but
Yes. I
yes, but
totally oh, wow.
right?
Yes, keep going. Mhm.
Um, but I think it's when I started talking more about it, like when I
Yeah.
finally told Michael, my husband. It took me a while to tell the kids because I didn't want them to be afraid. But when I started talking about it more, and then I went into the Reiki training, and started understanding myself a little bit more in that capacity.
Mhm.
So I think one, it was letting it out, like what I'm afraid of.
Awesome.
Two, kind of getting some guidance around it. But I meditated a lot around that time, so got to know myself really
Excellent.
well. But honestly, I think I might have told you guys previously, but Michael, at one point when I was sharing how crazy I thought I was and stuff like that, he said, what did he say? He said, I don't know why you're so afraid. What if it's a gift? And then that kind
Mm.
of reframed my
Oh.
mindset around that. Because he said, I always knew there was that weird shit happening around you. Like,
Wow.
toys would go off out of nowhere. And he goes, I've never been with anyone and had those experiences before.
Wow.
So he goes, I
Yeah.
always knew you were in tune in some way, and where others may not be. But so it was him reframing it as not something to be afraid of, but as
Mm.
a gift,
It's
you know?
That's right.
beautiful. I love
It is
So,
a
that.
gift. What a beautiful
and you
gift.
Yeah.
ladies know that. You use your gifts in that
Yeah.
way now
We
too.
do.
So,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think those are great tips too for our listeners
Mhm.
because,
mhm,
like what you're saying, speaking about it is really like a lot of that, right? Getting that out of your
yeah,
system and then surrounding yourself with people that are like minded, which is exactly what Kindred is all about.
Yep.
It is mitigating the fear of your intuition and power,
yeah.
right? I
And
love that.
knowing that others have those same experiences, but also like you all speak a common language. So
Yes.
you don't have to like explain what it means to people who don't understand,
Yeah,
but you
exactly.
say it and they're like, yep, I know
Yep.
exactly who you're
Yep.
talking about,
Got it. I know we
Yeah.
could see
Yeah.
Mayum going, yeah, I used to
Yeah.
be afraid of the
Yeah.
dark. This is part of
Scary.
your
Yes.
story, right, Mayum?
Yeah.
This is
Afraid of the dark. Oh
I
my
was afraid
God.
of the
Yes.
dark too. I would
Yeah.
walk around with my eyes closed in the dark
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you didn't
until I
want to
got to the
see.
light switch. And then turn the light switch on. I'm not like that anymore now that I understand. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd have night lights. Did you do night lights
Oh
everywhere?
my God.
Yeah.
Yes. I would sleep with lights on because
Yeah.
I
Me
just
too.
was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I still
Definitely.
do
Wow.
sometimes.
Yeah.
When the energy is really high and
Yeah.
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
times when I'm going to bed before William Russell, then I can feel like when the veil feels a little
Yeah.
thinner,
Oh,
the
yes.
moon
Yes.
phases, all those things, I
Mhm.
absolutely will leave the lights on and they all make fun of
Mm-hmm.
me. I mean, I'm a grown ass lady, but I'm still having the
That's right.
lights on. I know. And I'm like, I don't really give a shit.
That's
I
right.
don't want it.
It's true. It doesn't matter how much how long, how often, how well we do this work.
It's
I
so
am
true.
still not, I'm still not okay when I have this weird entity touching
Yeah.
my feet. Like, no,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not, it is not okay. So yeah, for me, it happens when I stay other places, other people's
Oh,
homes
yeah.
or hotels. Holy shit. That's where I'm like, I call upon Archangel Michael and put that blue globe over myself.
I
Like, nope,
know.
nope, I don't want any visitors. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I
Yeah.
am
So
safe. I
it's
am
interesting.
protected. I
Yeah.
got all the things.
Yes.
So I am
All the
kind of
things.
curious about that. That's a great point, Mayum. I'm curious, Donna. How do you maintain your energy as a powerful and indigenous healer, Reiki master.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you wield a lot of energy and power, and you heal. People. I know this. I know both Mayum and I
Yes.
have experienced your power. So I also wanted to acknowledge, like, if you have not signed up for anything that Donna does, you must do that stat because
Yes.
she's very, very, very beautiful and powerful, and has created a lot of profound healing. I know for myself. But how do you manage that? How do you
Protect
balance,
and maintain your
protect, and
energy.
how do you do
Yeah.
it? We're
Yeah.
so curious.
I have a daily practice I do in the shower, because
Yeah,
and it's just very habit forming, so I tell my students all the time, you don't want to force a practice. You want it to make sense just so that it's just kind of natural.
I
So
love that.
I do a
Mm-hmm.
daily practice for clearing and shielding. And then of course creating the space, whether it's with a group or in my private practice before clients, I
Yeah.
sit with the elements and I do all of that. Like I allow my team
Mm-hmm.
to do the work for me, and my team meaning
Okay.
my spiritual team.
Thank you.
Love
I was
that.
just going to
Yes.
say, tell our listeners what you
I
mean
bring
by that.
Mayume and Manjeet in and
Yeah, I know. Yep. No, yeah,
um
it's
Yeah.
great. So you kind of let
yeah,
your
my
spiritual
spiritual
team
team.
take
Your
Yeah,
over.
spiritual
so
team.
yeah, I invoke the elements, I invoke my
Mm,
ancestral guide, my lineup, spiritual lineup, and I ask them to, kind of do the
yeah.
work. And, I do some smudging and sound clearing as well, in spaces. But, it's like that trust, right? I'm trusting
Mm,
when I
Mm-hmm.
invite Mother Earth to transmute this energy. It's happening. Even holding the space as a protected space. I call on the ancestors of the land, those who took care of the
oh,
space before. So,
beautiful.
a lot of blessings and invoking. So I do that with groups and stuff. And then just my own daily practice myself. And then, anytime you feel off, I just do some stuff. And
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just do things that are kind of like just natural, like they just happen, right?
Yeah.
Like I gotta brush my teeth today,
Yeah.
or well,
Becomes
every
Yes.
normal.
day,
Yeah.
And hence the word practice. It's a
Yeah.
practice. You develop something that you regularly do, and it's kind of this. I do the same thing where I put up the protection bubble, or so that I can maintain my energy. And people think, "Oh my gosh, how long does that take for you to like visualize and bring in?" Like, no, no, no. Like you could do that the first time. Now I just say bubble up.
Yeah.
Right. And I just know that it's happening. So you
Exactly.
create a practice in which it doesn't have to take an hour to do
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anymore.
and
So,
a lot of it is trusting that if that's your intention, that
yes.
it's happening and it's happened. The bubble of light was hard for me when I first started. I wanted things that were more tactile,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
so like
Sure.
wearing like the jewelry and sprays
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, now I do. I clear, I bubble up, and then I have my turtle who holds my bubble for me until I do it
Aw,
all over again the next
I
day.
love
So,
I
that.
love that. Wait, tell me about the turtle. Tell
Yeah.
us.
We
oh
need to know.
well,
Yeah.
turtle, I didn't know, at the time I used to collect sea turtle stuff, like, or people would gift me because they knew
Mm-hmm.
as
Teacher.
when I was younger,
Oh,
even like in college and high school and stuff,
wow.
Ah.
so of course sea turtle is one of my spirit animals, my personal spirit animals. So after I bubble up, he puts me in his shell, and holds my bubble. I just say, okay, turtle, hold my bubble for
Oh
me.
my
So
God, I
Oh,
love it.
yeah.
I
So
I
love
love that.
that. Your little
Yeah, I
animal
didn't know
totem.
that. That's so cool.
yeah.
That's so
Very
cool. I
cool.
love
Like
that.
merging, like Mayum, I have a lot of clients who love that angel energy. So for
Mm-hmm.
them, they wrap themselves in angel wings as their shield,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So whatever makes sense, and that makes sense to me. So
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Whatever makes
awesome.
sense. I agree.
yeah.
Whatever resonates with your heart, your soul
Mhm.
Yeah.
is the right answer, really.
You bring
Oh,
up a good point about like jewelry because I have to say you make these amazing malas.
Oh,
It wasn't.
Got one on right
I know, we got ours on. But I was just thinking about that, right, Mayum? Like I know I had you custom make some for my whole. Oops, I'm banging my mic again. My whole Infinite Bounce team, and then there was a special prayer that you had created for them, and so this is also another service I think that you know we wanted to share is how did you start doing that? What was that impetus?
The malas.
It's pretty
Well,
awesome.
I like to create, right? So
amazing.
like I make the candles and sprays too. But
Yes.
honestly, it was I was in one of our storage areas here in Kindred, and during book club 2 years ago or last year, Elena and I had the group make mala, like just mala bracelets. And
Yeah.
so
Oh.
when I went to the storage, I found all the lava beads, and I'm like, oh, what can I do with these? And I go, I'm gonna practice making malas, and then it
Oh
just.
my
Gosh,
gosh.
But
seriously.
that's some. I mean, I would say it's not a problem, but even when I did the, I, like when I get into something,
Yeah, you're
like
in.
when like Michael said, you should you should make candles. That might be fun for you, and I did. And next thing I know, I'm like, I'm gonna sell these. It's like
You
I'm
take
gonna
it to the
refine the
next level.
process. I know. I just
You
I
get
never thought of
immersed. I
myself
love
as
it.
like creative, but
Mm,
yeah, no. And
Oh,
so I then, you guys know, like then you receive like the downloads that, oh, I
yeah.
gotta make one
yes.
like this and one like this. And
Yes.
that's but it was just like playing around at first because I had these
Wow.
extra beads. Um
I think that is like the universe,
Yes.
spirit is gently guiding you like, hey, Donna, let's make some mala beads.
yeah.
And then you took it and ran. And then
Oh,
next thing you
so
know,
good.
you have a space where we can get online. And this is for all you listeners and viewers.
Yes.
You can go online and you can order one and you can select colors and things, but you can also say, you could tell her what you want, or you can have her intuitively
Mhm.
make it for you. And I'm telling you, have her intuitively make it. It is so
They're
fucking
so
powerful.
powerful. Yeah, I love that. I got bracelets too to match. Like, I mean, and it comes with
Mhm.
what I love the service too, because you are so spiritual and connected, that there is a blessing. And that
Yeah.
was,
Yes.
that actually was even like just as powerful as having something because you mentioned wearing something for protection, and I thought that was
Mhm.
very
Yeah.
cool. And so
Yeah.
that's what kind of brought us to the malas, right? That it is something
Yeah.
you can tangibly wear and
Yeah.
have on your being as a form of like protection if you are somebody who is a light worker and diving into these spaces of trusting your intuition. There are lots of mediums to help you
Yeah.
do that. So you're just
Yeah.
amazing.
You
I'm
are.
so
You
yeah.
really are. And there's so many things that we want to ask and have you tell your story. And if I know we're kind of running out of time, but I'd love to ask. You must share like one cool ass bizarre story. I don't know. Like tell us something that has happened that you're like, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah,
I'm sure you have a
Um,
million,
I
but
know.
yeah.
what comes up?
When I previewed kind of our what we might be talking about, I asked Michael this one. I go, do you remember any, because, so I would probably, and so I go, what about this? What about this? But I mean, well, one, I had like ghost stories all growing up. You guys probably similar, but I think the most kind of bizarrely beautiful when I did my Reiki training and stuff. Well, first I didn't go into it really knowing what energy work was. I went into it because my teacher at the subtitle was like energetic protection, and during my fear of the night phase, that's what I thought I needed. But anyway, so flash forward, I go and do all the Reiki certifications and stuff, and I start doing some work with friends and family. And my first cousins on my dad's side, and my dad passed when I was young. So, we were in and out of each other's lives. We are now very close and we see each other all the time now when I go down there. But one of my cousins says, did you know that our grandparents did work like that? They were like hands on healers in the Philippines.
Wow.
And I did not know that.
Get out. You had no idea.
No.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that kind of almost validated why I felt maybe called to
Yes.
that
Oh, I just
work.
got my true shivers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Woo.
absolutely. Wow.
So I would say that is when I mentioned that to Mike, I'm like, what about this one? He goes, yeah, that's a cool one. I'm like,
That is
okay,
really
cool
cool.
story. So, there, like you said, there's a lot of small ones, but I would say
Yeah.
that one was um, not a coincidence, if you will,
That's right.
No.
That's
So,
right.
Did
Validation.
you feel like it helped you like own it? Own your power more?
yeah,
Yeah.
it did. And then that's really also what made me look into practices from the Philippines,
Exactly.
that,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, so there are practices like this. What I do now is not, they did something a little different than the Hilot, but, but knowing that those are practices that there are practices done there that are maybe more indigenous and traditional. And so that's really what led me into that practice.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Hilot?
Yes.
Just for our
It's
listeners, right? I
so
don't.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it encompasses, in more modern terms, people think of it as like a massage.
Mhm.
Like a lot of spas in the Philippines will do that, but it's actually a healing modality that
Yeah.
might have that touch. But a lot of times, the touch is not actually soothing, it's painful, So, but there's a lot. There's like diagnostic tools used for physical, mental, energetic, and spiritual. Trying to
Mhm.
find out like imbalances in the body and even spiritual, like attacks, if you will.
Yeah.
And then based
Oh.
on diagnostics is how you would tailor a session. So
Hmm.
I learned and do. So I went to Hawaii recently.
Yeah.
To
Yes.
study under Apu, who is in the Philippines. So he came out to Hawaii to do the training. But things like banana leaf pulling, bentusa, the touch, and then I also incorporate energy work and tawas in that as well. So each session's different,
Awesome.
it's just meant to hit whatever someone needs. And it
Yeah.
might happen in 30 minutes. It could take a full hour and a half, So,
Wow.
yeah. So I would say a lot of it is more hands on work than I was used to before.
Mhm.
So I had to come out
Awesome.
of my comfort zone for that.
Well, right. Well, it's expansion,
Yeah.
growing, learning more, expanding your modalities, and so that you can reach more people. And if anything, I think it expands your knowledge, your intuitive abilities, all of the senses. It was time, and I really do feel like you were nudged and led to
Mhm.
do that work, and you
Yeah.
bring that to Kindred Healing Space now for
Yeah.
everyone. And now to all of our listeners and viewers who are going to contact Donna with Kindred Healing Space.
And
Yeah.
amazing services
Do
you
you
offer.
offer some of this online for those that live out of state?
Yeah. Almost everything except for Helot, because that one, depending on how it has to be tailored, in person would be best. But everything else, I do the energy work. I can even do
Mhm.
tawas, card readings.
Awesome.
So, and I started a lot online initially
Yeah.
before I got my office space and then got to do more in person. So, yeah.
I
So,
love
yes,
that.
online, in
Yeah.
person.
Did you guys hear that, everyone?
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
if you're not local, you don't have any excuse to not reach out.
That's right. Yeah.
Are we open? Are
I'm
you
always
Are you
open.
open?
I know.
We want to
Manjeet
thank you
just read my mind.
so much. Oh,
Did you
Donna,
see
thank
how I
you.
was doing that through the
In
screen?
the
I was like,
screen.
are you going to do it?
Are you ready? Are you
Yeah.
open for us to just pull you a Lightworker Unite card?
Of course.
Yes, this is our
Yeah.
Lightworkers Unite Oracle deck that Mayume and I created.
Also sold at Kindred Healing Space.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Thank you,
And
Donna.
incidentally, right, our Lightworkers Unite headquarters is
Mhm.
located at Kindred
That's
Healing
right.
Space, so you can always reach us there as well. So we are very, very grateful for we love
So
our space
grateful.
there. It's
We
so
do.
great and such a powerful, powerful place. So we were hoping maybe we could just do a quick card reading for you if
Yeah.
you're open. All right. Do you have your cards with you, Miss Mayume?
Oh, I figured you pull and
Oh.
we'd read it together.
Oh.
I just
Oh,
one
gotcha.
card, right?
One
No, is that
card.
okay? Do you want me? Do you think I should get
Well,
one
I
too?
mean, I kind of feel like we should, but I
Okay.
can. Come on now. Yeah. Let's.
Un momento, por
Oh,
favor.
sorry. Look at me. I'm making her get out of her chair. I kind of feel like, it's like the two of us. We like to do these. Or I can just do them.
Well, I don't have my card. They're in my backpack. If we're
Okay.
going to do Lightworkers,
No
I could pull
worries.
a different. I have a million to choose from, but no,
Let
I
me-
say let's do this.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'm going to
Sorry.
do one for you. Okay. So this is a number 34. It says flexibility.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
I love this card. So it says
Mhm.
we embrace grace, strength, and opportunity when we release rigidity.
Mhm.
How does that resonate with you in this moment in the year of the horse, my sister?
I would say that's where I've been leaning more towards, just now, especially with being a business owner, now that things are good and less worries, it's more of like I guess for me, it's taking more time off, not feeling
Yes.
like if I don't have to be there here, I don't have to. And I've been like taking one day a week off. That's like my thing. And I wasn't before. I was just like,
Wow.
I'll go in, So I think that hits some of that.
I love
That you're already doing. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something that came up for me, if I may, is I noticed the card, of course, is this beautiful woman who's
Mhm.
stretching on the beach, on the water. I heard and sensed San Diego, which is your hometown.
Mhm.
I feel like the flexibility or, loosen rigidity is being open, which you are, to the possibility of growing, expanding your healing practices to maybe even San Diego or to maybe even other places. Like, I don't know if you want to ever open an office down there. I mean, that may not,
Yeah. I mean, I see
yeah,
clients down there
Mhm.
when I go down
yes,
there. So there's
yes.
someone whose office lets me share with her for like the
Oh,
past
okay.
3 or 4 years. So there's that. And
You
it's
do.
interesting you brought San Diego up because I just put a survey out because I wasn't sure if I was going to go this spring,
Mhm.
but I wanted to
Ah,
get a feel for which of my clients wanted to schedule something to see, if it was worth the trip. So that's also interesting you brought that up because I was just
oh,
thinking about, am I
Yeah.
gonna work down there it's usually every spring I go
yes.
down there,
Yeah. I saw your
Okay.
survey.
for a
That
week,
was
and I
cool.
just take clients for the week, so
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, the water, I feel like, oh, this is San Diego, the
yeah.
ocean,
Mhm.
and being more flexible with your time because you can now. I mean,
Mhm.
Kindred Healing Space is kind of a well-oiled machine now. It
Yeah.
runs and you have all of us that can help sustain it for you when
Mhm.
Donna needs to go
Yeah.
do and spread her light, right?
Well,
Yeah.
You are.
they are also asking me in San Diego to open a Kindred down there,
That's
but
what I was sensing. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, are you thinking about opening? Yes, that's
yeah.
exactly what we were
So,
It's a
sensing.
whole new building.
it was a
Yeah.
3 to 5 year plan depending on how we did here, so maybe
Wow.
I start looking for space.
Space.
I honestly don't know if I can recreate what's happening here, especially with the
Yeah.
size of the space
Yeah.
down in San Diego. Everything's much more expensive down there,
I
So,
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
but yeah, even if we could do like a portion of what we do,
I love
All
it.
you would need is like an open room, an open
Mhm.
studio, and have
Yeah.
all your workshops, events, gatherings. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
love
Well,
it.
I don't
I
know if
just,
that card, that's what was coming up for me. It's
yeah.
like, ooh, this felt like,
Yeah.
yeah, being flexible to expand, right?
Yeah.
Stretch it a little further,
For
Yeah.
perhaps.
me,
Though
it didn't feel business at all for me, for you. It's great
Mm.
because to me, it felt very personal. It felt like a very personal flexibility, like with your family and your son, your
Mhm.
daughter. Like I just felt this like a little inner web inside you that was like ready to just like let things go and move
Mhm.
and bring other things in. Like it just felt like a very internal balancing, like almost like a recalibration
Mhm.
internally that
Yeah.
requires flexibility for
Yeah.
balance.
Mhm.
That's kind of where I was going with that, which is it's so cool. It's like business and then
Yeah.
Ooh, it was like right in your heart. Like, I'm ready to like just really accept that there are things changing in my internal spaces that require me to be flexible and love it. Just love it. Because it's a number 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 34, which is, to me, it's very magical. Like, it's very, very much connected to your sovereignty, your magic, and your ancestors. Yeah. Love this. Look at that
Okay.
card.
I know.
So
Beautiful.
you're moving,
That's you.
and it's going to be a good one.
That's right. Yes. I love it.
Expanding. I love
know.
it.
I
Well,
love it
thank
too.
you. Wow.
thank
Thanks for letting us do
Yes.
that with you, my sister. That was
Really,
awesome.
thank you for allowing us this deepest honor to be able to showcase who you are, all that you do, all the healing that you provide for
Yes.
everyone, Donna. So thank you. This is a beautiful
Thank
space. So again,
you.
Kindred Healing Space,
Yes.
Everett,
And
Washington.
Donna, our sweet Donna.
All
So if you
right.
haven't had her sound
So-
baths or malas, all the Reiki, helot, tawas,
Yep.
all the
Yep.
things, just go. And we love
That's
you.
right.
We love you. We love you. Thank
Love
you,
you, ladies.
sister.
Thank
Love you so much, Donna.
you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And okay, I guess we'll see you later.
Yeah, we'll see you later
All
in a
right.
couple hours, probably.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Lightworkers. Thanks for listening. All our
you.
love.
Bye.
Bye.
Namaste.
Thank you for sharing this sacred space with us on Lightworkers Unite.
Remember, your light matters, your presence matters, and your journey is unfolding exactly as it should.
If today's episode stirred something in your heart, trust that it was meant for you.
From our hearts to yours,
May your path be lit.
your spirit strong, and your light be seen.
This podcast is for educational and inspirational purposes only.
The content shared is not intended to replace professional, medical, psychological, legal, or financial advice.
Always seek the guidance of qualified professionals regarding your personal situation.
Thank you.